What is going on, everybody? Glad everybody can show up. Tonight, I have Riding and Wrenching. He's in the backstage right now. And I am going to do my usual here. And wow, there's a lot of chat here. Moto Noggin, Process, Doc Harley, Lady Love, Corey, and I might be missing some more. Moto Noggin, XAM Biker, Evil Rick, Corey. I think I might already said your name. Hell's on Two Wheels. Thanks everybody for coming. I say we just go ahead and get him in here and start this interview. So hopefully he's ready. What's going on, Q?
What's up, man?
Nah, not much. I know a lot of people already know of you.
Nah, I'm
He's
the
probably
biggest,
watching.
I'm like the smallest YouTube channel on planet Earth, and I'm still not sure why you invited me here.
Because
no one's
I
ever
think
heard
there's
of.
gonna be really good conversation right now because your personality is awesome.
Well, I appreciate it.
I think you could turn a dull party live pretty quick.
You underestimate me. I am a wet blanket. I should have called my YouTube channel Wet Blanket. That would have been.
No, I actually like your channel. It's really good and informative. So I'm gonna just do a little touch here. So you are from Memphis, correct?
I live in Memphis. I am not from Memphis.
Oh, you live in Memphis. Okay,
where
are you originally from?
Oh, that's a great question. I was born in New York, but I don't claim it. New York is a great place to be from. But no, I went to high school in North Carolina and spent, a large part of my youth in Georgia. So I claim Georgia's my home. But technically, I was born in New York.
And then you located to Memphis. So let me ask you this. Who's got the best barbecue?
Great question. What's the best barbecue? Memphis has some good barbecue. Carolina barbecue is pretty good. It's got that vinegar thing, and it's pretty good. I got to go with Memphis. Memphis has pretty good barbecue. There's a lot of fat people here.
I wasn't even going there.
They eat really well in Memphis, and I've joined them.
Well, I mean, I'm from Mississippi, so I mean, we didn't really have barbecue, but I mean, we had some other dishes that was pretty good down there that I loved. That I don't get here in East Tennessee. East Tennessee, the food's kind of hit or miss.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever how many times you've been over here and try to go eat somewhere and be like, oh, I want some good food. It's kind of hit or miss.
Man, when I'm out there, it's all about the ride, man.
Oh yeah, we got some good riding, that's for sure.
Oh, so it's second to none as far as I've seen. I was in Arkansas last year for the Blues, Brews, and Barbecue.
Oh, Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue?
Oh, is that what it's called? Bikes, Blues, whatever.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that one. That was cool, but it's not East Tennessee.
Yeah, this side, it's just something different with the views.
Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, the Pig Trail, I mean, it's nice. That was cool. It was a fun ride. It's just not East Tennessee. You guys got a ton of riding out there. I haven't seen anything like it. I want to go up to, I don't know where that is, somewhere upstate or northeastern somewhere. I think there's a bunch of nice riding up there. I keep hearing about it. I haven't seen it yet, though.
West Virginia has some really good ones, like the Talon.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
A couple others. And then New York, there's mountains up there, too, so I'm sure they got plenty of twisty roads and everything. But as far as, like, bucket list rides, I can't think of none off my head except for West Virginia. Oh. I guess that's probably because they're on my bucket list. But, yeah, I mean, it's what it is,
Yeah, I want to go to California. Again, I used to live there, but I want to go. I've never ridden a motorcycle out there, but I want to go out there and ride Pacific Coast Highway. I'm going to start, I assume it's all the way down to San Diego. I know it's in LA, but anyway, ride Pacific Coast Highway all the way up to San Francisco. So that's what if I don't do it, it's not going to happen this year. Maybe next year, definitely the year after that.
Yeah, I've been to Arizona, been to
Oh, really? Okay.
California, and I don't know. Yeah, it's hot, but it's a different kind of heat. And I haven't
Like
been
an
able to
oven?
ride over there, so I want to go back and ride.
Well, it's like an oven, man. Hot is hot.
No, because it was like 112 degrees when I left Arizona, but it was like a dry heat, so it felt like
Okay.
90.
Were you
Really?
riding?
No, I was in the military and we was flying
Oh, yeah.
out.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
but
stationed in San Diego and Long Beach when they still had a naval station, and I've been all over California. I lived out there for about 20 years. I like California, but it's another nice place to be from.
so did you get to go to Florida or California for basic?
Actually, I was an officer. I was in Newport, Rhode Island.
Mm,
Yeah, I went to
I
officer
got you.
candidate school up there back in 1990, I think. 91, 90 or 91, 91.
91.
Yeah.
Yeah, I joined in 97 in the Navy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Long. Oh, you're in the Navy. Okay. We probably talked about this before. I don't remember.
Maybe. I started out in the Navy and did like 7.5 years, a little bit over
Okay.
7.5, and got out, had a little break, and then jumped back in.
Okay.
When I
I
got
got the
in
hell
the
out.
Air National Guard, retired.
Okay. No, I got the hell out as soon as I could. You're in the Navy. You've heard never again volunteer yourself, right?
Yeah, then I turned around, went in the Air Force, and I
And
was
what
sitting there
right back in?
swearing
Yeah.
in. I'm like, man, am I really doing this again? Are you serious? What is wrong with me?
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, when I was in the Navy, I hated it. I couldn't wait to get out. But looking back on it, it's the greatest thing I ever did.
Oh yeah.
And I
I mean, I
wish
had
that,
fun.
yeah, oh, I did. I mean, I really did. I just didn't realize I was just young and immature, didn't know any better. And I'm like, God dang, all these rules, and I can't go home when I want, and all these rules, but now that's really what life is all about. I mean, I just discovered that you have a-holes in the military,
Mhm.
you have a-holes who are not in the military. They're
Yep.
everywhere. Can't do anything about it. You just got to live with them. And I don't know, it just sucked. I was glad to get out, but again, I'm glad I was in the Navy. I just wish that I had stayed in longer. That's my only regret, to be honest with you.
I think I probably would have had a different view of the Navy because I just graduated high school. I was gonna go aircraft engine mechanic and then air crew.
Hmm.
And I just out of high school, mom and dad said, "Oh no, you have a curfew. You have to be home at a certain time." And I didn't like that, so
Yeah.
I was stupid and went undesignated and refueled airplanes from there on out.
Oh wow.
But
Okay.
being on the ship, I didn't like being on the ship because you get on the ship and you pull out a port and you go away and you just see whatever you have is getting smaller, smaller, and smaller until it's gone.
Hmm.
I just didn't like that.
Yeah.
And the Air Force was different. I mean, I had like a different mentality because I love to fly, so I couldn't wait to get on the plane to fly somewhere.
Right.
So it's kind of, I probably would have had a different view of the Navy had I would have been aircrew, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what got me into the Navy was Top Gun. I kid you not, man. I saw Top Gun. I'm like, I'm gonna be a pilot. I'm gonna be just like Tom Cruise. And I started looking into the Navy, and I was like, I want to be a fighter pilot. I want to fly jets. And so I took the physical, and I discovered that I couldn't see that well. So
Oh,
you couldn't have, back then you had to have 20/20 uncorrected,
yep.
and I needed glasses. Didn't know it, but obviously I learned it during the whole physical process. So I missed out on that opportunity, but it's all good.
Yeah, I had perfect vision and I did the swim test and basic and all that and passed it with flying colors and everything. But it was to the point where when I got to the ship, they were like, okay, do this test for engine mechanic. And then when you get through that, we'll send you, we'll get you into the SAR program. And the job I had that they stuck me in had recently had a big booting of people from marijuana. So they wasn't letting us try to test out and go anywhere else. We
Okay.
was stuck.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
kind of resented it for it too because of
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
because I didn't get to go do what I really wanted to do, and I could have, but you know, a little work, pass test, get put in, go do that. I'd have been happy, but
Yeah.
they just kind of ruined me on it. So I kind of
Yeah.
had a bad taste in my mouth for a while, and got out and went in the air guard and loved it. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't I do this from the beginning?
Yeah, I wish I tried that. I'd had my fill, man. I'm like, nope, 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 no more for me. You know, it took
Yeah.
me a couple of years to learn to appreciate, what I had, or what I walked away from. Again, I wish I'd stayed in, but oh well.
Yeah, I wish I could have done things a little bit different,
Yeah,
and actually made that part happen. I think I'd have been better off. I probably would not have even got out, to be honest with you.
yeah,
And being air crew, I'd have had a blast. So
and
but okay.
oh shoot. Yep.
I see two of your beauties back there. Actually three of them, because you got that classic Stang, right?
Hmm.
So are you planning on adding anything else to the stable?
I wish I could, man. So let's see. So that's a road glide over there, a street glide over there.
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind having. I mean, hell, if I had a bigger garage, I'd get more bikes. And but, I don't think my wife's gonna let me get away with that. I thought about selling my '66, and I'd put it up for sale. I had some people lined up to come and see it. I came home. I'm looking at my car. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't let it go. I've had this car for so long, and I can't let it go. I love that car. And I don't do as much with it anymore, but I've had it for so long. Just the thought of somebody else driving my car,
Oh no, I get it. I get
like,
where you're coming from.
I can't do it. You know, well, I got
So,
another. Yeah, I got two Mustangs. I actually have a 2012 Mustang.
oh
I have
wow,
that sitting outside right now.
so you're a Mustang guy.
Love Mustangs. I've been Mustang for my whole life, to be honest with you. I've only been into
Really?
motorcycles for 4 years. So the motorcycle thing is new.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hmm. So I guess you started learning to ride about 4 years ago.
4 years ago, I took the basic rider course. Uh, I was like, it cost $150. I'm like, well, I've never ridden a motorcycle before. If I like it, we're gonna move forward. If I hate it, then I'm done. I'm out $150.
Yeah.
And the instructor at the basic riding course, he's looking at me. He's like, "Man, you are really enjoying yourself." I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm going to buy a bike, brother. I'm all in." And it's been downhill ever since.
Yeah, it's a bad hobby to have for sure.
Oh
It takes
yeah.
a lot
Oh
of my
yeah.
money.
Oh man. Yeah. Somebody told me that when I bought the Road Glide first. They're like, that you're not done spending. I'm like, yeah, this is good enough. I don't need anything else. Shit.
Yeah. You learn real quick, then you see your wallet just open and
Yep.
money go.
Spending, 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 nonstop.
So you've been riding for 4 years. What got you thinking about starting a YouTube channel and doing what you're doing now?
Well, I am in a motorcycle club, and one of the guys in my club says, why don't you? He had a YouTube channel. He's like, why don't you, put some videos on my YouTube channel? I'm like, I'm not doing that. What the hell I want to do that for? That doesn't sound like a good use of my time, But I tried it, and I found out that I enjoy doing it, and it just kind of blend. It's not work. They say it's not work if you enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, and it's a ton of work, as you know. But the things that I do on my YouTube channel, I'm just recording stuff that I would do anyway.
Yeah.
I don't have to invent topics. I don't have to come up with anything. It's whatever I'm doing. That's what I make a video out of. And, I've been, even like working on bikes, even though I've only been riding for 4 years, I've been working on cars for 40 years. So or not 40, probably 35 years, I guess. But, it was an easy transition to me because motorcycles are much easier to work on than cars. I didn't know that until I started tinkering around with it. In fact, my first bike was a Honda VTX 1800. I brought it home. It's in the garage, and I'm just walking around looking at it, and I'm like, I'm going to tear this thing apart. This is coming apart piece by piece. I couldn't wait to start, putting some tools to it. Because I just enjoy it. I love working on stuff, man. That's what I do.
Yeah, I got my dad's 1975 Suzuki RE5 up there in the
Oh,
shed,
wow. Okay.
and it had an oil foaming problem. God, I mean, probably, I think the last time I remember, I was probably 4 or 5 years old. I kind of remember him riding it,
Yep.
and he parked it, and I remember him telling me it's because it had an oil foaming issue. But it
Okay.
was like the first year, the rotary engine that
Okay.
Suzuki
Oh,
did.
wow. Yep.
So, yeah, I got that. I've been thinking about trying to work on that, but finding parts for it is
Oh,
really
yeah.
hard. So I don't know. I might try to see if a museum wants to buy it or something because this is in pretty good shape. I mean,
Yeah.
needs
That's the cool.
restored, but it's not as bad as what you might think.
Yeah. That's the cool thing about my 66 Mustang. You can basically build a 66 Mustang from the ground up. There's so many parts available
Mhm.
for them. It's a very common, collector car, and
Yeah.
so the Ford allowed, or I don't know how they did. I guess the patents or whatever, or the tools and the dies or whatever that made the original parts,
Yeah.
they're still around. And so other companies are stamping out hoods, doors, fenders, or whatever, and all the engine components, anything. You can build a whole damn thing. So there's some vehicles, I imagine motorcycles have that same issue, the older ones. If the original tools and dies aren't available, then the parts are hard to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They seem to be hard to get for a 2016 too, but
Well, these modern
certain
cars have
parts.
so much electronics, and I guess the bikes are going to go in that same direction. It's going to be impossible to fix them.
Yeah, well, I had a friend reach out with because I ordered the cruise control, and I had that whole thing where I was kind of dogging Harley because they offer this part, and it's the same exact cruise control that's on the modern. I mean, to this day, it's the exact same cruise control. And it's like they snatched all of them up to build their new production line, and it's like
Right.
everybody's got them on orders. Like, no, y'all got to wait; these are going out.
Right.
And I was like, what the crap? And then I
Yeah.
had a friend reach out that a certain dealership had 5 in stock that they just got in stock, and I had another buddy's like, "Hey, I'll go get it for you," and I
Yeah.
went and picked it up, and as soon as I get down there, throw the cash in his hand, getting that thing on there, and then hopefully he can turn it on. If not, I'll have to go to a probably, I don't know, it might be in Daytona. I might hit the Harley shop and be like, "Hey, turn this on for me," because it's just you go in the computer and click a box for turning it
Right.
on.
Right. Right.
So, but I've got all the Harley parts that I had set out that I wanted, and now unless I have something catastrophic happen, well, actually, no. I mean, only Harley parts I'll probably buy from here on out, Screaming Eagle plugs themselves.
Okay.
Unless I have something wrong with the wires, then I might have to find them again. But I think I'm done with Harley as far as buying parts. Everything else is going to be aftermarket.
Well, you'll save money if you do.
Well, kind of
No, not.
maybe. Well, the exhaust I really want is like $1,500. It's
Holy
the
crap.
Freedom Performance 2-in-1 side dump,
Okay.
and yeah,
Now, what
they
kind of bike do
they
you have?
I got a 2016 Breakout.
Oh, breakout. Okay. Okay.
It's a black and gold flake, the hard candy.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I think I got a picture I can show you right here, and you might actually be in the picture, to be honest with you.
Oh, really? Oh, is it Run to the Hills?
It is no, actually, it was film. This picture was taken at Run to the Hills, but it's actually it was taken on the Dragon at Run to the Hills, but it's my how to roll a bedroll video thumbnail.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
And I had actually there's one guy that was in front of me that reached out when he saw it on Instagram. It's like, hey man, I've been trying to find my picture on there. I know you was behind me. I can't find it. How'd you find it? So him being on a gold wing, they had put it in the other section. And he
Okay.
was looking in the Harley section. And
Yeah. Yeah.
you figured they would have just laid it out by
That's
times.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know. So so for everybody that hasn't actually been able to dig into all your videos or may not even um, know who you are that's watching right now, what places have you traveled to currently, and what places do you plan on going like this year or next
Okay.
year, or like a big ride or something?
Right, right, gotcha. So my big ride last year, I rode from Memphis to Toronto. That
Oof.
was, yeah, that was my biggest ride last year. And man, Toronto is awesome. I love Toronto. I'd never been there before. So we went from Memphis. We went, which way did we? I think we went towards Ohio and then cut across and went up towards Buffalo into Toronto
Oh,
that
okay.
way. And we came back through, was that Windsor? I think. Is that Windsor across from Detroit? And came through Detroit and came down there. I think that's Windsor. I'm not sure, but that's how we came back. But that was my long trip last year. I've been to Key West, been to Daytona a couple of times. Been to Milwaukee and where else? All over the East Coast. I've hit every state east of the Mississippi. So, I mean, pretty much anywhere on the East Coast. I haven't gone west yet. Um, my plan for this year, I'm going back to Canada. We're going to ride to Nova Scotia, which is far east Canada. So that's going to be about 2,000 miles each way. So that'll be the longest trip I've taken, I think. Excuse me. But I went to Niagara Falls the year before last. And actually, no, that was last year. Or year before last, I went to Niagara Falls. I went to Maine, which is beautiful, man. Maine is really, really nice. God, it's beautiful up there. I wouldn't mind going back there again. Well, actually, I guess I am. I'm going to go this year. Now, my bucket list trip, I guess, I want to go to Alaska. So I'm going to leave Memphis. And what I think I'm going to do is I'll probably go south and jump on Interstate 10. I'm going to go all the way to Southern California and then jump on PCH and ride up to San Francisco. Then I'm going to get on Interstate 5, run all the way up, up to the border, get into the Alaska highway, go up to Alaska. And I don't know what the hell I'm going to do up there. Just go riding around, I guess.
Watch out for the moose.
Yeah,
Them
so
suckers are big and they just run out on the road.
Oh, really?
Ask me how I know. Yeah, I haven't
how do you know?
rode in Alaska, but I went up there for a red flag,
Okay.
and we went down from Fairbanks to Anchorage,
Uh-huh.
and that section, it's not even really an interstate. It's like like a one, traffic one way, traffic the other. It's just
Yeah.
going that way, and potholes everywhere, and we came back at night, and the moose would just run out in front of the car.
Wow.
And it's snowing on top of that, and you want to slam on the brakes, but you can't. And if that moves
Right,
ain't fast enough, you ain't gonna be a good day for you. But yeah, I
Oh,
mean
wow.
it's it was pretty cool. I actually enjoyed Alaska. I definitely, if somebody asked me about riding to Alaska, I'd say yeah, get on that
Yeah.
and go around Anchorage, go down to the Portage Glacier, and ride on up to Fairbanks and go up to the Arctic Circle if it's not too cold.
Right,
There
right.
is a time frame you really got to do this in, though.
Yeah.
So
The people I've spoken to said you have to do it in August.
yeah,
If you miss your window, you're screwed. So my plan is to get up there, hopefully in early August, and I'm going to be up there hopefully about a week to 10 days, and I'm going to get the hell out of there. so,
well, I'll tell you this: when we flew into Fairbanks, it was 64 degrees outside, and we put the jet to bed, checked into the lodging, went out to get something to eat, went to bed, woke up next morning, and there was like 3 foot of snow on the ground.
Oh.
So
Okay.
yeah, you definitely, and it was bad because it was really, really cold one night when I was working, and I was
Yeah.
in the landing gear area of the plane replacing an ox pump, and I just started sweating. I'm like, "God, this ain't right. It's cold as crap," but here I am sweating. And my buddy that was with me, I was like, "What's going on?" He looks out. He's like, "Yeah, why don't you come down off this ladder and look?" It was just pouring snow. It had to warm up to snow.
Wow. What time of the year was that?
I think that was in September. I want to say
Oh,
September, maybe October.
wow. Okay.
It was when I left, it was -12.
Holy crap. Yeah. Somebody told me that August is your window. You got to get in and out.
Yeah.
We don't want to be there after, towards the end of August and not too much before that. So my plan is to be up there by August 1st-ish, and it'll be out by the middle of August. Start working my way home.
So when you hit the West Coast, are you going to try to hit like Pikes Peak or anything like that?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
the
will.
the place I know I want to go is I'm going to go back to San Diego because I want to ride across Coronado Island because I was stationed there, and just I want to go see all the places that I used to hang out when I lived in San Diego, and then I said work my way up PCH, do some sightseeing up there, and I got friends in LA, I got friends in San Francisco, so I'm gonna stop along the way, visit my friends, and then really get some riding and start shooting up to towards Northwest.
Yeah, I've kind of been wanting to do something like that myself, going back to Mississippi for a little bit.
Yeah, but that'll be, I mean, that ride is going to be year after next because I'm retiring from my job the end of next year. And so the summer after that, that's when I'm going to do this long ride because I'm planning to be gone for about a month.
So let me ask you this. You've been riding for 4 years and you do throw down some miles. Yep. And you've rode with GQ, right?
Yep.
And because I watch his videos too, and man, he can throw down the miles. It's nothing.
Right, man.
So what advice would you give to somebody that may have been riding for 4 years or less, or even longer, that's like, okay, you know what? I like watching these guys do this. I want to do the same thing, and they plan a trip. What advice would you give them for planning the trip and staying energized for that trip, for riding it?
Well, for me, I don't mind riding alone, but I also enjoy riding with other people. I think it's more fun in a group.
Yeah.
So you're always going to have something happen. You're going to have interesting stories to tell, and that's what makes it fun. It can be a bit of a grind sometimes going out. Especially if you're going on if you're going on 1,500 miles, 2,000 miles, away from home or something like that. It can be a grind, but I like to plan it out. I like to know what I'm going to be doing. I like to, the destination is great, but also getting there is fine. So I like to know places along the way. So as an example, when we went to Maine, coming back, we came through the middle of Pennsylvania. I'd never been through the middle of Pennsylvania. It is beautiful. I mean, I didn't see it on a motorcycle, because there's nothing obstructing your view.
Yeah.
It's not like being in a car where you got this roof over your head. You get to see everything and it's gorgeous. So that's the reason that you kind of want to do it. You're going to get to see things in a way that you've never experienced them before. But if I were giving someone advice, pack light, make sure your bike is in good shape. Make sure, mechanically your oil change is up to date and your tires are in good shape and, things like that. I travel with a toolkit. I've decided I'm going to get a first aid kit. I never thought about getting one, but I'm going to get a first aid kit to my bike as well. But other than that, just plan your adventure and go. It's really not much to it. I don't think, because I think you either enjoy it or you don't. I've got friends who they like to ride, but they don't do long distance riding.
Yeah.
And and my thing is you either get it or you don't. You enjoy it or you don't. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love getting out there. I'm looking forward to my next trip. And I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm heading back down to Daytona on the 25th, and I already know where the gas stations are. You've been to Buc-ee's before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you've had
greatest gas station ever.
Yeah, I mean, my bike loves Buc-ee's gas. I don't know what it is. It seriously, it just sounds like it runs smoother and better. It could just be me being, just whatever, but it loves Buc-ee's gas. So I try to hit Buc-ee's at every stop. So now I got to go back through my previous stops from going to Biketoberfest and look and see where I can milk out just a little bit more to get to the next Buc-ee's. And I think there was only 2 times I stopped and it wasn't at a Buc-ee's, and there ended up being a Buc-ee's like down the road a little bit.
Yeah. No, Buc-ee's is the best freaking thing ever.
Well, I mean, it sucks because I was by myself and I didn't want to leave my bike out with all my stuff on it.
Oh, okay.
And go in the store. So I still actually have not been in the store yet.
Oh, really? Oh, dude, you're missing out. When I travel, I go. all my stuff's on the bike. And I'm like, I hope it's there when I get back because I'm going inside.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
I don't. I got that breakout, so I got the soft luggage that I throw on there,
Oh,
and now I
okay.
got saddlebags too. But
Okay.
you know, oh man, I really shouldn't say this, but they ain't got locks on
Yeah.
them because they're the leather saddlebags.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can put locks on it, but then somebody, if they really want in, they'll just cut the top off.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So
it's true for any bike. I mean, I've got the tour back and everything on my Road Glide. Um, but honestly, I mean, my clothes and everything it's in my suitcase, which is usually on the back seat. So, all of my gear, my riding gear is what I store inside of the bike. All of my rain suit and extra gloves and the tool kit and the gas can and all this other crap that I carry with me. All that stuff is what's in the saddlebags and the tour pack. You know, so
yeah, so I don't carry a gas can.
I, I carry. I don't know why. It's a waste of space. You know.
No, I mean, I do carry a quarter oil, and I do
Yeah.
have some basic tools, like duct tape and zip ties,
Yeah.
because those two things will fix anything.
Hell yeah.
And I, I think I have like two crescent wrenches, the Torx bits that I think I'll need, and Allen wrenches that I think I need. So, and I'm gonna be adding more because I didn't have the saddlebags last time I went.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. So I carry a tire patch kit.
Hmm.
With the plugs and a little small air compressor. And I got to use it for the first time coming back from Toronto. That was the guy I was riding with. I don't know what he hit. He hit something, and he's pulling over. I'm like, what the hell? What are we doing? He's like, I got a flat. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, so fortunately I had that kit and it did the trick. It got us back home. You know,
Yeah.
that's
See,
much better than being stuck on the side of the road for a couple hours.
oh yeah. See, Doc Harley, it's not my socks and underwear I'm worried about. It's more like my laptop and camera equipment.
Oh, touche. Yeah.
Because I mean, nobody. The chances of somebody knowing what's in my bags is going to be very slim.
Yeah.
But if they get brave enough, they go over there with a knife, cut the straps, and start running with it. Then I'm out. So
I think it depends on I try to stop at, Buc-ee's aren't everywhere, but like Love's and Pilot,
yeah.
I try to plan on my stops there. They got cleaner bathrooms. So, they're not, seedy like, some places are.
Well, it's
Uh,
funny you say Pilot because Pilot's like headquarters over here in Knoxville.
oh, really?
And my bank is like a local bank that's like just to this area, but they won't authorize any transactions for Pilot. Like they
Really?
decline, they automatically shut it down. So I stopped at a Pilot and I'm like, all right, I'll get gas. I wasn't thinking, stuck the card in. I was like, why ain't this working? I started getting
Yeah.
pissed and I went in. She goes, yeah, it keeps declining your card. I was like, why is it declining my card? So I ended up pulling my credit card. I was like, here. And I got
Yeah.
gas, but it's still one of those stupid things. Pilot is right here in Knoxville. Why don't you just, I'm getting gas. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the Pilot and Loves. That's usually the places I look for. I don't like stopping at just random gas stations because then I would be a little bit concerned because you don't know what you're going to get. I'm not familiar with every neighborhood in the freaking country, but most Loves and Pilots are pretty safe. They're well lit. They're open 24 hours a day. You can get in and out. So
Yeah. And I mean, I really don't even think about it. If I got to have gas, I'm going to stop and get gas. I don't care where it is.
yeah.
Chance of somebody coming up just trying to start crap, which is
Well,
pretty
that
slim to
happened to me
none.
once on the road because we stopped at, I don't know, a Shell or some crap. And man, I swear to God, I thought I was going to get shot. And, oh, that's awful. This guy pulls up to me and, oh, that's a funny story. I think it is. So it's three of us riding and my two Yahoo friends are inside the Shell. I'm out with the bikes and this Dodge Charger or something with tinted windows all around, pulls up and the window comes down and this guy's got tattoos all over his neck. And he's like, man, can you help me? I'm like, nope. No. Because he wanted me to come over to his car. I'm like, no, I'm staying right here. No. He's like, I need some help. I'm like, well, I can't help you. And He's like, well, I'm handicapped and I need somebody to go pay for my gas. I'm like, well, toot your horn. They can come out and help you. I'm not coming to your car because I thought I was about to get not carjacked. I thought I was about to get robbed or something.
Yeah.
It just didn't look right. And guy got pissy with me. He rolled over to the gas tank, and then I'm watching him, and out comes a wheelchair. He was actually handicapped, and I was mad. But I'd never seen a tattooed neck guy who was in a freaking wheelchair.
But I mean, honestly, I probably would have done the same thing. Be like, no, I don't work here.
Well,
It ain't my job to get you gas. I'd have been the same way. So
if you I'm be careful with my language, but I mean, anyway, if you choose to carry yourself like, some kind of robber, then that's what I'm going to assume that you are.
yeah.
That's on you. So that's how he carried himself. I'm like, nope, get somebody else, brother. I can't help you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care who it was or how they looked. I mean, if they'd came up and been like, hey, I need your help. And like, well, how the hell I'm going to help you? I need you to get my gas. Well, I don't work here. Sorry. Call them. They work here, not me. They get paid for it.
With my luck, it'll be some little old lady. I go to help her and she pulls a gun in my face.
Oh, that would be some bad luck there.
I'm not kidding. It would happen to me.
So now oh man, I really feel weird about doing this, but we've both been to Run to the Hills.
Mhm.
Well, I've been to Run to the Hills 1 and 2.
So did I.
So the first one, I didn't actually go on the ride because my bike was in the bike show.
Okay.
And I was on the side and filmed everybody rolling out though. And after everybody left, I was kind of like, man, I should have went on that ride.
Yeah.
I should have went. What was I thinking? Who cares about a bike show? Why did I go? But I decided from there, I was like, all right, I know Tall's doing it again next year. And that was Run to the Hills too. And he's like, all right, we're making it bigger. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was
Robert Simmons thing.
Robert Simmons. I almost called him Richard. I don't know why I keep wanting to call him Richard. I know it's not Richard. But yeah, he was doing the thing on Sunday. I think he's doing the same for Run to the Hills 3. I'm gonna do a shameless plug for Tall, but if anybody's close to East Tennessee, do you remember the dates?
It is June. Let's see, I'll tell you. June. I think it's June 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Okay, because for some reason I was thinking July. I don't know.
Yeah, no, June 9th, 10th, and 11th. Yeah, I plan to get there on Thursday. I get there sometime Thursday. I'm gonna do some riding, before all the crowd shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should still technically be here then because I don't think I'm gonna be going to MMI until
you're doing
August, September. Yeah, I decided, I'm retired. I don't have nothing else to do.
Okay.
Government's going to pay for it. Why not go and do it?
Awesome. Yeah.
Have a little fun, learn a little something, be good to go. But yeah, I know Tall has announced Run to the Hills 3. So anybody that's close to East Tennessee that maybe wants to come ride with Tall, and there will be other YouTube personalities there.
Yep.
I don't know who, so I don't want to say names. I know I'll be there, and we know Q will be there.
Absolutely.
Other than that, I don't know who else is going to be there. Ray may be there. I don't know.
Yeah, Robert Simmons is going to be there. I'm not sure who else is coming. GQ said he's going to be there.
Oh, sweet.
I'm not sure who else is going to be there, but I love going out there. It's so much fun because it's, you go to Daytona, you have all the vendors, and then you go to Destination Daytona, you got the Harley dealer and all that stuff out there. You go to the racetrack, but Run to the Hills is a riding event. You go out there to ride, and you get to meet some cool people. I've met I got friends I've met out there. And I met at Run to the Hills 1, and we met again, and we've met since then. We've gone to other places. You meet a lot of cool people at Run to the Hills. It's different. It's a different kind of bike event.
Yeah, it's. And what me and Ray's Moto Life is kind of like trying to do like a moto meetup.
Okay.
Like like a YouTuber, but it's kind of in a way it's like Run to the Hills, but
Uh-huh.
it's different because we're trying to get a lot of YouTube personalities in, and then have
Got-
fans come in on top of that.
Gotcha.
And Tall, he has it open to everybody. He don't care if any YouTubers show up or not,
Right, right, right.
because it's all about giving back to his fans and everything, which is
Yeah.
the same way with us. But we're doing one, I think it's September 14th, 15th, 16th, or something like
Okay.
that. That
Okay.
one weekend. Uh, I'll probably be in Orlando. So
Okay.
it's like everybody be coming in on Thursday, and Friday will be a guided ride up to the plateau up in Ray's neck of the woods up there.
Okay.
And then on that Friday, I'll be riding back up here. This Saturday, I'm gonna lead the bucket list ride. But Ray's, I passed the info to get the group rate for the hotel. I don't know if he's got in contact with them yet because I hadn't seen nothing come up. But that's on the game plan. It should
Right.
be coming out soon. But
Yeah, let me know if I can. I don't think I have anything on the calendar. If I'm available, I'll come.
yeah, hold on a sec. This little butthole here. I don't like being told when to turn. There's a difference.
We'll go over.
But yeah, no, Tall's. I kind of want to give Tall a plug. If y'all don't know who Tall is, run over to. Actually, if one of my mods will throw it up there. Traveling Tall on YouTube, and y'all can subscribe to him. And he's been talking about it in lives lately, correct? Because I hadn't seen it in
Yeah.
a video.
Mhm.
So when he goes live, you'll get a notification, and he'll talk more about it. I think this one here is actually going to have vendors, though, correct?
Yeah, yeah, this one's bigger. Yeah, he hasn't put out a lot of details on it, but he did mention that he's going to have vendors there. Obviously, Bootlegger Harley Davidson is a great host.
Mhm.
Um, it's just a fun event. I mean, hell, he could leave it in the same format that he's been doing, and I'm happy with it.
Oh
But
yeah,
it's big enough where it's going to attract vendors. He had some vendors there last year. I know Volunteer Audio was there.
Mhm.
You had the Let's Roll Dolly store, or I'm not sure what they
Yeah.
call themselves. They were there. See, Custom Dynamics at a booth. Who else? Oh,
Yeah.
I
See,
can.
I didn't. That must have happened on Saturday because I didn't see it on Friday.
Yeah, that was at inside of Bootleggers. They were all upstairs
Oh,
in Bootleggers. Yeah.
yeah. I don't think I went upstairs when I went in. I went in and say hey to my salesman, then we was hanging out outside most of the
Okay.
time. So, but yeah, I knew he had a couple last year, but the way he's talking, from what I know now, is going to be a lot more.
Yeah, it's gonna be
'Cause
bigger.
the last one he thought he underestimated because he's like, oh yeah, there's not going to be that many people come on that Friday, and there's
Yeah,
over
Red Line Well. Yeah.
120 bikes.
Oh man, yeah, that first day ride, because yeah, he was saying he wasn't expecting it to be that big. He didn't think people would show up, and there were a lot of bikes out there, and it's so like trying to have a group ride with that many bikes through a populated city. That's
Yeah.
tough. That's tough, and they pull it off. I mean, it turned out pretty good. It's surprising. Personally, I really don't like riding with big groups like that where you don't know the
Mhm.
other riders. I don't have 20, 30 years of riding experience, but I put a lot of effort into learning how to ride and ride well. And I don't know that everybody does that. And, I've met people, I know people that have been riding for decades and can't ride worth a damn. So to be in a big group with a bunch of people you don't know, it's a little, it could be a little disconcerting, but it's not bad. It wasn't bad at all. Wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, when we pulled out and took that left, we got probably like a mile and a half down the road,
Uh-huh.
and we had to stop. And the dude behind me apparently wasn't paying attention
Mm.
and almost ran right into the back of me. Luckily, he was able
Oh,
enough to sling it over
ooh.
enough to keep from hitting me. And I'm like looking like, what were you doing, playing with a cell phone or something? But at the time, I was kind of like, I wonder if my taillights aren't working.
Did you
Because
see the guy? Somebody wrecked their bike while they were there last year. Did you see that one?
was that on
It was,
Friday?
yeah, Saturday.
Saturday. Nah, I wasn't
When
at
we were
Saturdays.
on, I can't remember the name of all the roads out there. I know there's the Churrahola Skyway,
Foothills Parkway,
Foothills
Dragon.
Parkway. Okay, Foothills Parkway. One of the lookouts where they have the big parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
The group is going, and you have to make like a U-turn to get into the parking lot. Well, apparently this guy didn't know how to do a U-turn, and he ran into, I don't know, it's probably a 2-foot high wall or something. Just ran right through it, and I'm like, oof, oh crap.
Yeah, see, that's one of those things. If I would have been there and been filming, I don't know if I'd have used that content.
I filmed it, but I wouldn't do that to anybody. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. So
I mean, yeah, it would get you clicks and views, but I mean,
yeah,
you know,
I don't.
if that poor fellow had actually seen it and like gave up riding because of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's embarrassing enough to have something bad happen, but to have something bad happen in front of a big group like that, I mean, I felt bad for the guy, but no, I would never put something like that on my YouTube channel unless I didn't like the person. Make a thumbnail out of him. But no, I would do that to anybody.
Hey, let's see, Hell's on Two Wheels left. Ray, can you run over there and drop Tall's link in there for me in the side chat? So anybody might be interested in going to Tall's event, June, can go over there and check it out. Please, sir. Hopefully he'll do that. I hate the lag from StreamYard to YouTube. There's like a lag.
Yeah, there is, because I've got my laptop here and it's a few seconds behind us.
Yeah. So on talking about Tall's event, you put out a video promoting it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really killer video. I loved it. It was really well done.
Appreciate it.
And of course, I loved the video after that when you was going there. What about the video? It's all like, man, I should have said that was mine. it was just so perfect. How did you feel when you impressed Tall so good with that video? I know he loved it.
When I put that together, I didn't think much of it because I put that together. I mean, I have a Mac and iMovie. They have all of these prepackaged trailers, and all you do is plug video clips in there. And I had so much footage, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to use that to make my little video for Run to the Hills. And I put it together. I'm like, all right. I mean, that was 25 minutes worth of work. Wasn't that hard. And a lot of people liked it. Traveling Tall saw it, and I talked to his brother Leonard, and he was like, man, we were watching your video, and everybody really liked it. I'm like, God, if you guys only knew how little effort that took.
But it came out so well. I mean, it looked like you had time in it.
No, that was it. Just pulling a couple of random clips together. I mean, obviously, you had to put a little bit of thought into it so it flows kind of smoothly. But in terms of just the format, it's just plug and play. You just plug the video clips in there, decide what you want to show. Because my goal for that, was just to show that you meet cool people, you do some cool writing, and that's it. That's it. Just show up. So I haven't decided. I want to do something for this year. I just I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I haven't figured it out.
Well, I can't wait to see it because I know it's going to be cool.
I don't know.
You think we're putting unnecessary pressure on you because you knocked it out the park last year?
Be prepared to be underwhelmed. So I got to keep the expectations nice and low. So we'll see. Now I'm going to do something. Hopefully it'll turn out well.
Yeah, I mean, I had a blast at the event. I did meet a lot of different YouTubers, and I got to meet Barber CVO. He was pretty cool.
Yeah, great guy. Yep,
guy from Tennessee, and there's some. I can't even remember who I was there that I actually got to talk to. I hope that one dude is from Atlanta's there again. He was funny as all get out.
Oh, I bet I know who you're talking about.
He had the Road King with the radio on it.
Oh, that's not the guy that wrecked his bike. Get wrecked his bike with loud ass radio.
No, it probably wasn't him. I want to say it was like a blue.
Oh no, this was somebody.
And I think he had a tour pack on the back too. I can't remember his name, but He was a blast to hang out with. He had the personality, a real outgoing personality, and funny.
Yeah.
So
Which
I
hotel
mean,
did you stay at? Oh, you
I
live
didn't.
out there. Never
I
mind.
live out here, so I just
Yeah,
stayed at
you live
home.
out there. You went home in there. The hotels are cool, man, because
Oh yeah,
you end up meeting people. Because that's how the group of guys that I talk to all the time that I met at Run to the Hills One, we all happen to be at the same hotel, and so even after the events are over, the party, I mean, party, but you continue hanging out at the
yeah,
hotel. It's a lot of fun, man, because it's just a lot of like-minded people, just like you and I, just sitting around
yeah,
drinking beer, talking story, having a good time.
yeah. That I got to miss out on that because uh, after we got off the tail of the dragon, and I can't remember what road that was. They was getting ready to turn left to go back towards Lenore City,
Yeah.
and I went into Maryville because I needed to get gas again. I was burning through gas going so slow. Yeah, I don't know what was up with the bike that day,
Yeah.
but I had to get gas again, so I ended up going past everybody, and then caught up to everybody, and was kind of surprised I caught up to everybody. But so I want to ask you this: we went over like future travels and all that. Do you have
Mhm.
any like future upgrades you want to do to either one of those bikes
The
behind
bike, well, I just changed the wheels on the Road Glide.
you? I've seen
Um,
that.
oh, let's see. Oh, turn it that way. Well, if you see that, so I just replaced my front and rear wheels on there. I was a little nervous about that, but it's turned out okay. Um, I would, I don't know if I'm going to do any engine work to the bike because of the type of riding that I do. I'm
Mhm.
concerned about anything that would impact my fuel economy.
Yeah,
So long distance riding is all about fuel economy. You have to stop, obviously, but I don't want to stop every 100 miles. You know,
yeah.
I got to be able to get at least 150 miles, plus or minus. But if it's down to 100 miles now, that sucks. So, I work. Anytime people talk about engine upgrades, I'm like, okay, what is that going to do? You know,
Yeah, I mean, I clear over 150 on my breakout, so
oh, do you?
you should
Okay.
probably be closer to 200. If you're not, there might
Well,
be something wrong.
there's something wrong. No, I mean, I go fast, so that's my problem. You go fast, you lose fuel economy. So go fast plus an
Yeah.
engine that sucks fuel. I'd be down to 100 miles. I got a buddy that I ride with. Yeah, he's got stage 4 something or another on there. Bike is fast as hell, but he's got to stop every 100 miles.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm like, God damn it, dude. I mean, you gotta get a new bike. you know,
Yeah.
take some of that stuff off or something. Because when you're gonna do, if you're gonna do 1,000 miles in a day, the iron butt thing, I don't want to stop, every hour and 10 minutes. That's too much, you know.
Yeah, I think I'm running about a hour and 30 something minutes before I stop at the next gas station. If
Yeah,
I ride it straight from gas station to
hmm
gas station. Sometimes I'll stop at a rest area just to stretch my legs.
yeah, yeah,
It's like I got nothing else, I'm making good time, so I'll just stretch and smoke a cigarette, jump back on the bike and go.
yeah. I'm an hour and 30 to 2 hours between stops, somewhere in there, and that's good enough for me.
Uh XAM biker, no, it's Woods Jr. is not who I'm thinking of, but Woods Jr. is another guy I want to meet because he's got a really good personality too.
Yeah, no, he's awesome, dude.
Um, so I'm gonna open it up to everybody. If y'all got questions for Q, now's the time. Throw them out there because I know there's questions. I try to think of questions, and I know there's questions that gets missed that I don't think of. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
go through here too and see if anybody's like put any up that I missed because I don't see them. I really wasn't paying attention to the side chat.
So
There
how
goes
long have you
Miss
been
Riley.
riding?
I learned to ride when I was, say, it was 11 or 12,
Oh wow. Okay.
and that was my buddy's. I'd go camping with my buddy, and he had a dirt bike and a Honda. And I can't remember what the Honda was. It was like a street and trail bike,
Okay.
but I loved riding that thing. That thing was so much fun. That was the go-to. The dirt bike had horsepower and everything. It would
Right.
get up and go, but I had more fun on the Honda, just goofing off.
Right. Right.
And I rode that. couple years, and then went in the military. Ended up on a oh Lord, let's see. I rode my buddy's katana. Another one's ninja. Ended up getting a TL 1000R and had that for a while. Got off of it. Ended up getting married, and there was like no bikes. You can't have a bike. You'll kill yourself. And then I got divorced, and it was like the doors was open, and the angels was singing, and girlfriend's like, "Yeah, you need to get a bike, but it has to be a Harley." I said, "Okay."
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, it's been just the 4 years for me, man, and that's it. Just 4 years. I love it. I mean, I hope I can ride for a long time. Have you ever been on a trike?
No,
Yeah,
I haven't.
exactly. All right, so like with a two-wheel motorcycle, you lean to turn the motorcycle, but on a trike, you don't. You got to, do it with the handlebar. It seemed like it would be weird.
When we were kids and everything, remember the three-wheelers?
Yep. Oh, yep.
Remember they was wanting to ban those because everybody's wrecking and breaking their necks and killing themselves?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I think of when I hear trike. That's what I kind of like. I'll kill myself on it.
When the three-wheelers were initially came out, it was two wheels in the back, right, and one in the front, kind of like a trike, or was it the other way around?
No, it was two in the back, one in the front on the three-wheelers.
Yeah. Then they went to four wheels. The three wheels did eventually kind of go away, right?
You still see them, but I don't think they're new. I think they ended up going away, but there's still used ones out there.
Okay.
Because I see them kind of making a comeback too.
Yeah, because I feel like if you're on a trike and some obstacles in the road, on my bike, I have an opportunity to dip and go around it.
Mm-hmm.
On a trike, you have to figure out which wheel you're going to hit it with. You kind of cruise. There's no dipping and diving on. It's like, am I going to hit it with this right wheel? And then is it going to throw you off the bike, or what's it going to do to you? Or, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can ride for, several more years. And when I have to hang it up, I'm getting Corvette.
Evil Rick says he rides a Gold Wing trike. And
oh, really? Oh, wow.
Says they did ban them. That's why Honda doesn't build trikes from the factory.
Okay.
And two of Journey Junkies also said that they outlawed them.
Oh, they did ban them. Okay. Yeah, there are people getting hurt on those freaking things. I guess you get thrown off them or something, right? I guess.
Yeah, they were getting thrown off, rolling over on them. And I see my neighbor take the turn too fast and rolled with it.
Really? Oh, crap.
Yeah, luckily she didn't break nothing, but I mean, she didn't ride that three-wheeler no more.
Now, have you wrecked your bike? Any bike? I mean,
street bike? No.
Okay.
I'll knock on wood. No, I have not wrecked a street bike. I have wrecked dirt bikes quite a bit. Broke my two ribs, like two different places on one rib and one location in another. Yeah, that hurt. That wasn't. I didn't even go to the hospital for it because they can't set it because it's my ribs. So I just wrapped up in the ace bandage and suck it up. And it hurt when somebody made me laugh or I had to cough or sneeze.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Man, on this bike, I think it was 2 years ago. No, it had to be 3 years ago. I was in Ohio and I ran over something. Actually, we're riding a pack. So the guy in front of me, he hit it, and I just saw the ass end of his bike just pop up in the air. I'm like, what the, it was just amazing to watch his bike pop up. What the hell was that? Before I could get the thought out, I hit it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, let me see. How long had I been riding at the time? Maybe a year. And I got the death wobble. So the front wheel's going bonkers, and I had zero control over the bike. I was able to slow down, aimed for the curb, and I was able to stop or get off the bike. But the guy that hit it first, I watched him get the death wobble. I watched him get thrown off the bike, and I'm like, oh, It was horrifying. But I blew out both tires. I lost my front and back tire.
Oh wow.
Cracked both rims, dented and cracked a stock Harley rim. Think about how heavy those things are. It bent the rim on front and back, and somehow I managed not to fall. You know, it was crazy. Oh, thank God. Here's my plug for the Harley wheel and tire package.
Go for it.
Man, I'm telling you, that was the repair bill was, I don't know, it was a couple $1,000s, you know, because Harley, you know, the guy in my Harley dealer, he's like, dude, Harley wants to know how you didn't fall off the bike. I'm like, I don't know. No idea.
Luck.
Luck. Yeah, that's all it was. Because the guy in front of me, same thing happened to his bike. But yeah, he went, I watched his bike, you know, do a, you know, top spinning like a top, sparks flying everywhere. Ugh. I almost quit that night. I'm like, I'm never riding again. I'm done.
So you was riding about a year and you was in the pack.
Yep.
And I'm assuming that you was probably like a bike length in between you and his bike.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly one
Yeah.
bike length. Yeah. I had no, I mean, and it was dark. It was probably about, I don't know, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You know, nobody had been drinking or anything. They weren't just drunk. They weren't speeding. We're probably on 70 miles an hour, a speed limit, 65, 70, whatever it was. You know, just cruising. It was a nice, easy cruise.
Mhm.
And it just happened, you know. Luck is all I can say it was, you know.
Yeah, because Kelpfire says that that's a comment she gets from women who hear she rides and they think they'd rather have three wheels because
Mhm.
they, you know, they don't think they could hold up two, but you know, the three wheels is harder to maneuver.
It sure is. I don't like three wheels. I mean, you know, no knock on. I mean, I've never ridden on a three-wheel bike, so I guess I can't knock it. I just don't understand it. You know, I just
Yeah.
know that I can control my two-wheel motorcycle. I know that I can dip around obstacles. I've come across a freaking suitcase in the middle of the road, and I dipped around. It was no big deal. But that same exact scenario with a trike, which wheel am I going to hit it with? Am I going to hit it with the front wheel or one of the two rear wheels? But you're going to hit it, you know.
Yeah. And you really can't ride, you know, like in group rides, their trikes are supposed to be in the very back.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would have you know, that was one complaint at Run to the Hills too, that there's a couple trikes in the middle of the
Oh,
pack
yeah. Mhm.
that kind of screwed everything up. But
Oh, getting
yeah,
stuck behind a slow rider. Oh,
yeah. Well, I mean, the guy I was behind on the Dragon, he couldn't keep a track. He was all over. A couple times he went over the line, and
yeah.
I'm sitting there just slinging my bike under me. The guys that was behind me is like, "Dude, what the heck? How'd you learn to do that?" I'm like, "I just do it. I don't know."
Yeah.
But they was like, "You're sitting straight up, and your bike's like leaned way over here. How?" I'm like, "It's just how I ride this bike, and I don't scrape because of it, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy." Let's see. Evil Rick says the rears were glued close together and they flipped too easy.
Ray's Moto Life. Does he like the road glide better than the street glide to ride more? Well, anybody who knows me will tell you I am a road glide guy. I love my road glide. I like the street glide, but I just like my road glide better. You know, you know, I am a long distance rider, and the road glide to me is the perfect bike for long distance riding. That's just my opinion. I mean, I like my street glide, but you know, I don't know. I don't know all of the differences, or okay. Let me start again. I don't know if there's a difference in the suspension between the specials and the limited models, but this bike, my Road Glide Ultra, just rides so much better than the Street Glide. It's more comfortable. It's a smoother ride. You know, just the ride quality is a lot better. And I can change the suspension on it, which I plan to do, because I honestly don't like riding my Street Glide because the suspension is so freaking hard. It's like a sports car, you
Yeah.
know, and, you know, I don't mind a sports car ride, but I'm not going to go on a 1,000-mile ride on that bike. It's just not comfortable. Now, if I can do something with the suspension, well, you know, maybe it'll be better, you know, but someone told me that it's the same suspension on the special and the ultras are limited models. I'm like, but it doesn't feel that way. So,
So Ray if says if any, I'll go to Daytona. Watch out for Powamoto. He likes to run out in the road. Powamoto, I will be back down there for Bike Week, and so will Q.
Yep, I will be
So
there.
keep a lookout for us. And Kelp Fire has a good question. When that happened, do you know what you hit?
I have no idea what I hit. It was dark, and if you think about it, on a stock tire, I can't lift that heaviest thing up, but a stock tire has a couple of inches of sidewall, right?
Yeah.
The rim was bent like this.
Wow.
So whatever it was had to be bigger than the sidewall by, I mean, it had to be huge, whatever it was, because when I hit it, it was a solid bump. You hit it like, what the, like, what the hell was that? No, we'd never found it. We looked for it because it took out the guy in front of me. His bike and my bike had the same damage. I was just lucky enough to be able to keep mine upright. A guy behind me, he clipped it, but he didn't get a direct hit. So obviously the guy in front of me and my bike, we must have moved it out of the way enough so he just barely clipped it. It scraped his rim or something like that. Nobody else hit it. But there was a car riding behind our pack. It got wedged up underneath, or it hit something underneath the car. It took out their steering.
Oh.
So it took out two bikes and either one or two cars. It was at least one car because the driver of the car was a young girl and she was crying. And I'm like, what are you crying for?
Did you see our bikes? We should be looking.
Exactly. I can't ride my bike and you're crying. Shut up. But no, she was, I don't know, she was probably 20s or something. She was young and just crying. I'm like, anyway, but no, that was that was wild. I have no idea what it was.
The way you sound, the way you describe it, it kind of makes me think of somebody lost like a lunchbox or a toolbox out there.
I don't know. I mean, it's big. Whatever it was, it's big. God dang it! It's so free. Just when I look at how much it had to go through, it had to go all the way through the tire. Because you figure whatever it was, the tire hits it, and the tire would have tried to go over it, right?
Yeah.
But it was so big, it completely compressed the tire and it damaged the rim up at least an inch. Because the outer edge of the rim of the bike, or the outer edge of the rim was bent about like that. It was wild. And I'm like, how the hell did it bend the rim like that? It had to be huge, whatever it was.
Doc Harley says the Limited has a taller sidewall tire. That's the difference.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could
Low
be.
profile and regular. And XAN Biker says concrete block.
That would make sense. I mean, it had to be something
Brick.
like that. Yeah, a brick. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you would think there would have been some kind of debris left on the tire if it was a brick.
Yeah.
Or a cinder block, but
mm-hmm.
Hey, you never know. I mean, I see people around here all the time that just throw crap in the bed of their truck and
Oh man,
just go, and then it blows out everywhere, So
yeah, it drives me crazy. I hate riding behind pickup trucks, work van, or work trucks, because everybody doesn't secure their stuff. When you see a ladder in the middle of the road, like what jackass did that?
yeah.
I mean, somebody cruising around with a ladder should know better.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think if it's a tradesman or something like that, maybe it was just some Yahoo that was moving.
Yeah, because I mean, I've seen people throw lumber out the corner of their car. They had just like a 4-door car, and they had it going from the front seat all the way hanging out the back window.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they thought it was a good idea to go to where was I at? I think I was at Popeyes over in Maryville. Yeah, they knocked out the whole glass window with that thing, and they turned around like, "What happened?" Like, are you serious? The dash is all jacked up because the board got caught and yanked it up. It was bad. I was like, man, am I even gonna be able to get my food? I had to go and park and go in and get it.
I saw an idiot, right? And they had a mattress on top of their car, and they got their hand, on trying to hold it. I'm like, what's that little hand gonna do?
Yeah.
Strap that damn thing down.
Yeah, some people you just can't. And that's like when I go to Daytona, I get around 18-wheelers. And I kind of get nervous because I don't want to. I like being behind them at a certain point because it cuts the wind. But at the same time, it's really a dangerous zone because there's no way I'm gonna be able to react if they blow a tire or
Yeah.
run over something else in the road. I'll probably be face planting. So I kind of like zoom off to this. If I can go around them, I'll zoom off and just open it up and go around them as fast as I can.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
don't
probably
mess
like
around.
the only nervous I get when I go on a trip is that because I haven't had any cars try to run me over on the interstate.
Yeah. And I
Knock
have
on some
incident
wood.
outside of that one incident. Now, I've been pretty lucky out there, but it's made me paranoid about riding at night. I don't like riding at night anymore because I don't care how many lights you put on your bike. You still, I mean, by the time you see something in the road, you don't have a lot of time. You
Mhm.
know, it's you just don't have a
Well,
lot of time to react to it, and it's uh, and the funny thing about that incident in Ohio, I was riding with one hand. And something told me, put your hand on the bars. And, put my hands on the bar. The next thing you know, I hit whatever it was. Because if I just had one hand, cruising, trying to look cool, there's no way I'd have been able to hold on. Because I wouldn't have been able to grab the bike because it started to death wobble. And,
yeah,
I think the only reason I was able to hold on is because I didn't fall, is I had both hands on the handlebars.
yeah, trying to fight it from the death wobble.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to fight it. I mean, I watched someone's video and they said, don't fight it. Just let it do its thing, but tell that to your instincts.
Yeah, I mean, because my instincts would be like push out or push forward and try to lock your elbows as low as you can and try to
That's
push it to make it
precisely what
fight
I
it.
did, and it does no good.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That would be my instincts to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it does
But
no good. Someone said that you want to try to. I don't know if you're supposed to try to take the weight off the front wheel or put more weight on the front wheel. I don't know. I don't know what the hell you're supposed to do when you get a death wobble. I mean, because when it happened, I knew that my front tire was gone. I'm like, damn it, I got a flat tire. What I didn't know is that I had a flat tire, a flat front and rear. They were both gone. I didn't know, but I knew the front tire was out. But what are you supposed to do? I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm actually surprised you was able to stop.
I am too.
I mean, seriously, because that tire on that rim's not going to grip. It's not going to stop.
No,
So
I mean, I just
that would be
cruise.
my thinking.
Yeah, I just let it go, and I was aiming for the center of the highway or whatever. It was going in that direction. I'm just hold on, and it's doing this thing and just going in a straight line. I'm like, it works for me. Yeah,
Yeah, because when I went to Biketoberfest, I left at 1:30 in the morning, rode the
yeah,
interstate all the way down to Florida.
yeah.
Got there, I don't know, it was probably around 10:45, 11 o'clock in the morning. So I didn't really have a lot of traffic. And I did stop. I did kind of like on the way down, I jumped like gas station, rest area, just because it was cold. And pissed a lot of people off because I'd pull
Mhm.
into the to the rest area at night and they're loud Harley come up in here.
Yeah,
I'd shut it off and they'd just give me a look and I'd go, went inside, warmed up, came out, smoked a cigarette, threw some
yeah.
hot hands in my pockets and in my gloves and fired it right back off and made sure because they gave me that dirty look. I went, wop, wop. And then opened it up going out onto the interstate.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you this because I usually try to cut my lives around 120 because the algorithm
Okay.
YouTube. But are you gonna have any like meetups or anything like that? Or are you just gonna be, wandering around in the wilderness?
I don't have anything planned. I thought about trying to do something on the Natchez Trace Parkway. That's a nice ride. It's not like Eastern Tennessee. I've thought about it, but I don't know if I have a big enough following to make it worthwhile. I mean, my channel's so small. You know, I could probably get 2 or 3 people show up.
Nah, it'd probably be more than that. You'd probably
Yeah,
be surprised. What
yeah.
about Daytona? Are you gonna have any like meet and greet set up down there or anything?
You know what? I'm thinking about that. I want to do something out there. I might try to do something with some of the accessory companies that have sponsored my channel before. I might do something with Advan Black or maybe Tab Performance, something like that.
Okay.
But I haven't scheduled anything yet.
So if you do that, you're just going to throw it up on Instagram?
Yeah, it'll be on
Okay.
Instagram. Mhm.
Okay, cool. I'll make sure I swing by when y'all get down there. Definitely reach out because
Okay,
we'll
I
meet
will
up with
do.
y'all and hang out. Um, so what I usually do with the guests, I give them like final thoughts. So the floor will be yours, and you can say whatever you want. Really,
No,
plead your case, get more subs. I mean, I don't know, sell a motorcycle, sell a Mustang,
no,
whatever you want to do. It's up to you. I give every guest that opportunity,
yeah.
and I'm gonna let you have the floor. Then I'll probably say something, and then we'll go
Okay.
into the green room. But
Really,
don't
I
leave when we go out.
okay, gotcha. I don't really have anything. I mean, if you haven't checked out my channel, I appreciate you swinging by and checking it out. My channel, obviously is motorcycle related, mostly, probably 95%. But I like to talk about my cars occasionally, or trucks, or just random projects that I do. That's why I said, like, the content that I put on my channel are just the things that I do. That's it. So whatever I happen to do, I might make a video out of it. Sometimes I record videos, or I record stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to make a video out of that. So it goes into
I
the
do the
trash.
same thing.
Yeah, but I've got all sorts of stuff recorded, and I've just like, I'm not going to publish that. But I don't really have anything. I enjoy it. I appreciate you guys. But Noggin had me on his show about a month ago, I think.
Yeah.
And you had invited me on. I appreciate it. This is pretty cool format. I'd never thought about, anything like this, prior to, doing Noggin show and now yours. So it's pretty cool. I appreciate it.
I think for me, I would say you got the personality to actually have your own show and it do really well.
I don't
So
have to.
don't throw that idea out. Keep it in the back of the head, stew on
Yeah.
it. Because I'm sure a lot of us would love to see that because I think that would be an awesome show. Um, I do have 2 more episodes left, and then I'll be ending the season till probably around October timeframe. I'll go into season 2 then.
Okay.
And Q, you stick around. Everybody else that came to the show, thanks for coming, and I will see y'all next week.